Another major race on your ballot is the U.S. Senate race. Incumbent Republican Senator Rick Scott and Democratic candidate Debbie Mucarsel-Powell. They are in a very heated battle for your vote this year.
Yeah, both candidates spewing out accusations and claims. We want to start with a look at Senator Rick Scott's political ad.
Another hurricane, and Rick Scott is only making it worse.
Congresswoman Powell, just one term and voters threw her out. Why? She votes like a socialist and makes things up. Now she's saying that Rick Scott doesn't care about hurricane victims? Here's what Florida sheriffs have to say about that.
Senator Scott's calling before, during, after.
I can tell you, he is the first phone call we always get. If there's a hurricane, if there's an issue that goes on.
Hurricane Irma, what can I do? How can I help? What do you need?
The man didn't sleep. He was the first one here. He was the first phone call I received.
Rick Scott shows up when skies are blue. Rick Scott shows up when times are gray, when things are hard. He's not your traditional politician.
Rick Scott knows about service, and he knows what it takes to make a difference, and he knows what it takes to lead.
All right, so joining us live this morning is U.S. Senate candidate Debbie Mucarsel-Powell. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I want you to address Senator Scott's claim that he has this leadership, especially when it comes to hurricanes. He also has a track record of winning tight races. This could be a very tight race between you two. What's going to be the determining factor here, do you think?
Look, what I didn't see in the ad, besides the false accusations against me, is Floridians, families who have been now left with absolutely nothing after Hurricane Milton and Helene, and families that didn't have property insurance because they couldn't afford to pay their policies. We know that living here in the state of Florida, we're paying 4 times the national average. And if you remember, when Rick Scott was governor, he actually gave $50 million from the public option to bring his campaign contributors, these big insurance companies, including Heritage, to the market without really regulating them, and now they're not paying claims. And another thing, Rick Scott has voted against funding FEMA. I mean, this is something that we can't allow, for someone to be in the Senate to not put the well-being of our families living in the state above everything else. He denied that climate change existed while he was governor. He banned that term from being used. He took over $700 million from water management projects. He's never worked for us. He's always been using the seat for 14 years in government for self-gain. And that's why I'm so committed to winning this seat, because Florida deserves someone that's going to fight for them. And I am making the commitment right now that I am going to fight for every single Floridian, regardless of political affiliation.
And we do want to get to some of the other issues, but we first want to play your political ad. You have made claims that Senator Scott is a snake. We want to play that for you, and then we'll come back with a question for you.
Florida's biggest snake isn't in the Everglades. He's in the Senate, Rick Scott. He stole money from seniors in the biggest Medicare fraud ever. Then Scott slid into the Senate, where he wrote the plan to end Social Security, raise your taxes, and ban abortion. Rick Scott's a slippery politician who's been ripping you off. I'm Debbie Mucarsel-Powell, and I approve this message because your family's getting squeezed, and it's time for a senator with a spine.
Let's elaborate a little bit on that. I mean, you are running on, protecting those Medicare benefits for people. Why specifically are you saying that Senator Rick Scott is squeezing Floridians?
Well, look, when he was in the governor's mansion 14 years ago, he cut public education funding. I was working at FIU at the time at the medical school. I was the associate dean, and from one day to the next, he completely eliminated the state matching program that supported student scholarships. He also cut pensions for state employees. He has continued to make cuts for families to make it much, much harder for them to make it. He's voted against any sort of bipartisan compromise to support families living here in the state of Florida. He wants to repeal, actually, the cap on insulin. He has proposed eliminating Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. And so all these issues affect our pockets directly. We need to bring companies here to the state of Florida that can provide good paying jobs. We need to lower property insurance rates. We need to make sure that we expand the child tax credit. We need to support a woman's freedom to choose. That's another issue that Rick Scott has said time and time again. He supports the most extreme ban on abortion, a 6-week ban that's putting the lives of many women living here in the state of Florida at risk. And so there's nothing positive that he's done for families. And I think that people need to remember he committed Medicare fraud.
Yeah, let me jump in here just a second, because I want to redirect a little bit, because when it comes to your claims about Senator Rick Scott, and Republicans in general, you said that basically they're against women, birth control. There's some claims about IVF. Senator Scott has said his own daughter is undergoing IVF, so that's a false claim. I want to get your response, so especially to Amendment 4, because I know that is a particularly heated issue here. Senator Scott has said that he will vote no against that. Is that an amendment that you think is going to be pretty much what puts this in balance? Because that amendment, for our viewers, basically limits the government's right to interfere with abortions.
Yeah, and Rick Scott says anything he needs to say to get votes, because he wants to continue to use that seat for self-gain, for power. The reality and the truth is that he voted against IVF not once, but twice. So if he was serious about protecting the right to contraception and the right to IVF, he would have voted for these bills that came to the Senate floor to protect that access. And this 6-week ban is extreme. It has hardly any exceptions to rape and incest. It actually puts the burden on the woman to prove to the courts and to the doctors that she was raped. It's a cruel, cruel ban. And we have seen that these extreme bans are linked directly with higher rates of maternal mortality and higher rates of violence. Look, I'm Catholic. I am a mom. I have 3 kids. And I don't know what I would do in that situation. But what I do know is that having left Latin America, when a politician like Rick Scott interferes in that freedom and that right, when they start attacking those freedoms, they never stop there. And so it's extremely dangerous. And I'm happy to see that he supports his daughter. But does he support every single family?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but we have just a few moments here. I just want to quickly get your stance on marijuana, because that is a big issue and a big topic, obviously, for Floridians that they will be voting on. Where do you stand with this? Because right now there are a lot of people that currently are in jail on drug charges, but now we're talking about legalizing marijuana. Where do you stand on that?
I support Amendment 3, and I have already taken that stance. Rick Scott is against Amendment 3. I think that we need to decriminalize the adult use of marijuana, and I think that we need to use the funds that we can collect, billions and billions of dollars, in regulating it and taxing it, in supporting mental health programs, in supporting substance abuse programs. It took me a while to get there, by the way. I do have a teenage daughter still living at home with me. I have a 19-year-old son, and I understand the concerns of many parents, but you legalize it, you can regulate it. Right now, teens have access to drugs in the streets, very, very easy access. If we legalize it, it'll be more difficult for teens to be able to just buy it in the corner. That's
Debbie
exactly
Mucarsel-Powell, I again hate to cut you off, but we have a limited time. We could talk on these issues for hours. We appreciate you joining us this morning. We will be watching the race very closely and looking forward to speaking with you after, depending on whatever the results are. Both candidates have been asked to join us. Just wanted to let you know, voters, that to join us live on this show. Senator Rick Scott has agreed to give us some time to answer some questions at a later date when he is in Miami. We'll try to bring that to you as soon as possible.